Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody hanging out in the live chat room on our Discord server. If you would like to join us during the show, you can check out Adafruit's Discord server. The invite link, the URL for that is adafruit.it/Adafruit, /Discord, or we have one up here in the banner, discord.gg/Adafruit. So we're going to take a couple moments to welcome everybody.
Good morning, everybody hanging out. Shout outs to everyone hanging out. Do Wester, DJ Devin, Andy Calloway, Yanni.
Hello. People are sharing their projects with us. You can share your projects. You can share memes, GIFs, all sorts of funness. And we appreciate everybody doing that. It's always fun. If you have any questions, any comments, go ahead and drop those there as well. We're also hanging out in the various chat rooms and the various social platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and the Twitter. And
all right, we'll continue on with this morning's housekeeping.
Yes, let's head on over to adafruit.com/free. Similar to last week, we have 3 different tiers. We're offering one of these pieces here, but supplies last, and the supply has not lasted. So until we fabricate some more, we'll get the half-size prototypes back. But for now, for orders that are 149 or more, you'll get the KB2040. That's the RP2040 driver. That's great for keyboard projects. And if your order is $200 or more, you'll get a free KB2040 plus UPS ground shipping for continental US only. If your order is $299 or more, you'll get that free ground shipping, the KB2040, and a Circuit Playground Express. You can get these automatically added to your cart, so there's no need for coupon codes on that. adafruit.com/free for more details. We also have a 10% off discount code today, which you can use in conjunction with your freebies. That's Hexpad at checkout. So there's a little box that you can put in the coupon code, and today it's going to work for the rest of the day. Hexpad, and we can go to the next housekeeping. adafruit.com/jobs. See if that works. Yeah, it is still under construction. For now, it'll redirect you to Adafruit's careers, and we have those 3 positions that are still open for local. How do you say it? For on-site only positions here. That's the shipping and fulfillment director, employee resources assistant, and the facilities coordinator. All fantastic jobs at Adafruit. So if you are in the area and you're in the market for a new gig and you like these and you qualify, check those out. adafruit.com/careers. All right, that is the housekeeping for now. Yeah, we have kind of a short show, planned for everybody, but we have some fun things that we're going to talk about. We have a very fun project, very musical. We've got some new resin prints and some really fun community makes. So yeah, Pedro, if you want to add any other things, feel free to do so.
Let's go ahead and jump into the project.
All right. Well, you might have seen this already, but this week we decided to make a video for John Park's Hex keypad. This is a lovely custom PCB designed by John Park. It uses the Qt Py RP2040 as the main dev board and CircuitPython to make a MIDI device. So this has the custom PCB that John designed was made in Fritzing, and it's a free open source design that you can fabricate yourself or send to any of the awesome services out there like OshPark, PCBWay. Even DigiKey has their own PCB services. Yeah, so you can check this out. And these have footprints for the CHOC key switches. These are lovely low-profile mechanical key switches. And then John decided to add some reverse mounted NeoPixels. So these are reverse mounted NeoPixels that are pointing at the other side to illuminate these key switches. And John designed the case as well. So this is a really nice design that he made in Rhino software, CAD software. And I went ahead and 3D printed it using the change filament, G-code pro processing that you can do in slicers like Cura, where you can swap out the filament to get different layers of colors. So these are 4 or maybe 5 different layer changes to get this yellow and black kind of beehive looking color palette. And then these keycaps were sent off to a 3D printing service. You might have heard of them, PCBWay. They offer really nice resin prints. And these are using the UTR 8100 transparent resin. And it has this spray varnish option as the color. And we'll later in the show, we have some other prints that we'll share. But for now, let me do a quick little demo. So this is a MIDI controller, and every note has a different set of keys to make chords. And in the code, you can change all of the MIDI notes. There's a range of different notes that you can play with. Here, you can use the QtPy's boot button to go into mode select mode. When you press the QtPy's boot button, all of the NeoPixels will light up red, letting you know that it's ready for input. And then you use the keys to select a mode. And if you have the Mu editor, you can look at the REPL, the serial console, to see what options you can select. And John Park has a key legend that gives you an idea of what keys to hit. So the first mode is to select what kind of chords you want to select. So I'll select this one for now, and then the Mu editor will ask you, well, what octave do you want? And you have up to 7 different options, and then it's going to ask you what key, and then when you press the key, it selects that key as a root note, and then you can select either single notes or chords. So I'm going to select the chords, and you get a nice little animation letting you know it's ready to play. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of the project. And I've been using it a lot. I discover new notes and chords to make like very, very nice music, I think. And they all kind of blend well together. So I'm using, it's going to work with any number of MIDI hardware and software. I'm using Logic, which is a piece of software for the Mac OS. You can use GarageBand. You can use an iOS device. It's, using USB-C. So you connect this up to an iOS device using a Lightning adapter. So any type of MIDI software will work with it, or hardware. If you wanted to plug this into like a MIDI box, like maybe a Korg or something like that, you can control your various synths, hardware synths with this. I guess I could pick something different here. So let's take a look at the Learn Guide. Please do some window management here.
Sorry.
You're good.
I'm trying to figure out all my key commands.
Yeah, that's fun.
Hey, that's a good one.
That looks good. Yeah. So most of this is put together by John Park. You have seen him develop it, from designing it in fritzing to prototyping it and coding it in CircuitPython. So definitely check out JP's workshop videos. We'll probably have some links in there too of them, so you can see it kind of built. But here is all the parts that are used. You got the QtPy RP2040. You have an option of CHOC key switches. These right here are the kind of clicky ones. You could use some other ones. I think we have black and red. I believe. Let me take a quick look. If you open it in a new tab, there's all the CHOC key switches here. We only have 2 of them, okay. But you could use other ones too. But these are the Kaih style ones. So the red ones are kind of clicky. Or no, the red ones are silent. So if you don't want that clickiness, you go with the red ones, or you can go with the white ones that have that click to them. But that is the main difference between those two. One of them are silent, and the other one has a noise. These reverse mount come in a pack of 10, currently out of stock, but maybe you can purchase them from other suppliers like DigiKey. Yep, you can buy them on DigiKey. These are great for DIY projects, and at Adafruit, Lamar uses them in various designs like these little Cherry MX breakout boards. So those are really cool to use in your keyboard projects. And then if you want to purchase some pre-made hexagonal CHOC keycaps, you can purchase them from any one of these links here, or you can 3D print them yourself, or you can download the STL that we provide and have that send that off to a 3D printing service and get them printed in different colors. But the main difference here between the ones we designed and the ones that you can get from like FK caps is that they have like this kind of a scoop design to them. So they have like a little dome shape to them. Yeah, for your fingers. So they feel a little bit nicer, and they're made out of like the HDPE material. And they only come in one color, but they're still pretty cool. And they have good, light diffusion. Yep. The PCB, you can go ahead and download it. Here's the schematic for it. JP shows you in a guide how you can create your own, how to get custom shapes using the fritzing software. And you can send this off to like Oshpark. There's a Gerber file here that you can use. You can get them in purple or midnight black. And yeah, Oshpark is a good one. I was lucky JP sent me one. So that's good. So John's guide shows you soldering it up. You want to probably start with the NeoPixels first, get your headers on there, then solder in the keycaps or the mechanical key switches. And I think the last thing you want to do is solder in your QT Py in the right orientation. And yeah, it's a pretty straightforward assembly. It's just a little bit of surface mount soldering, which isn't too bad with these nice pads here for the NeoPixels. Building the case. So we have the step file. If you want to modify it, you can add some buttons or whatever you'd like to it, or change the shape. Add a back cover if you'd like. We like the open back cover just so that you can access the QT Py's boot button. But the step file will allow you to do that. We also have the STL. I have a little section here on how I went about using the change filament post-processing script inside of Cura, or you could do this in a different slicer. Like I think Prusa Slicer has a different user interface, but it's kind of the same thing. The main thing I want to look at is what layer numbers to actually apply the changes. It's kind of simple for here. It's like every 20 millimeters you want to change it out. There is a little bit of overhang material or bridging that your printer will need to do for the USB-C port. So I went ahead and had a little area here for adding supports, custom supports to the USB port area, just so you get a really nice surface finish on that layer. And yeah, that's pretty much it for 3D printing. The hex keycaps, similar kind of thing. You can download the step file. We created it in Fusion 360. So you can modify that if you'd like, but the STL will print good in both FDM and SLA 3D printing. And I went ahead and got some screenshots and highlighted, annotated, like, the options when you're using PCBWay and you want to create these very clear, crystal clear resin prints, you'll want to select these options. It's the UTR 8100 transparent option with the spray varnish color, and that's kind of it. Your quantity.
I want to highlight transparent, not translucent.
That is true. We had Ann Barella on the team. She chose the translucent, which is over here. If you can see my mouse cursor, there is a UTR 8100 translucent, and what that is it just makes it kind of this like frosted white color. which looks really good. But if you want that really clear, transparent look, you want to select this option here. But they have a bunch of other materials that you could choose from. I've only tried out the UTR 8100, but they have ABS, PLA, TPU, and aluminum. So you can get them in aluminum if you'd like. Yeah, titanium. They have a wide range of different things.
I'm interested in the aluminum now.
Yeah, I think if you get like 100 of them, the price will go down. And they have a really nice interface. So if you want to actually add color, you can use the matte diffuse and then that option there, and then you can use a custom Pantone color. And I have one print that I can show later. But yeah, you can go really crazy with the options here.
Can you do transparent aluminum?
I don't think so. When you change the material, all of these types of, the subcategory of the material will change. Yeah, so maybe they have a polished aluminum and a rough aluminum. I don't know. Textured aluminum, who knows, right?
Yeah, the texture.
Aluminum, I'm not sure. So y'all have to try that out. But like I was saying, the quantity, I think if you go like past 100, the price will drop. But yeah, your price will vary depending on, shipping costs and all that. But I think they're pretty affordable compared to some other services. So that's a little bit of that. Yeah, and then slicing them, they don't need any supports. I sliced these and printed them with a regular 0.4 nozzle using 0.2 layer height, and they came out fantastic. So you can choose whatever PLA material you want, and maybe use some translucent colored filament if you want like a different tone. But they look great illuminated, and they're pretty strong too. CircuitPython, this just is a mirrored page, just installing CircuitPython onto your Qt Py RP2040, pretty straightforward. And then the code, John does a great job of kind of having everything commented out, which is nice. And then if you want more or less buttons, you can modify the code. Here is the list of the modal intervals, or really like the set of keys. So you have major, minor, Dorian, and a couple other different ones. So you can mix those up if you want. Change the default modes here, and everything's commented. So you can really go in here, and even if you don't know Python, you can read the comments and kind of flip some different values if you want, pick some different colors and that sort of thing. Yeah. There's some options here on like some software, music software. That's most of them are free. There's some web-based ones, iOS ones, Linux, Windows, and Mac. So there's a bunch. And then here is the actual, the key legends for the various modes. So these are all the different modes, the octaves, the root notes, and then the chord mode at the end there. And then a nice breakdown of each kind of chunk of code, what it does. So yeah, shout out to John for making it very comprehensive. And this thing goes on very, very detailed. But that's the gist of it. Very, very fun. You could kind of design your own controller, and maybe you could apply this to another device, an existing device, maybe like a MIDI guitar. Like I've done a MIDI guitar. You could apply it to that code. And yeah, one of the many awesome MIDI devices that you can make. And a huge shout out to John for coming up with the whole thing, really.
Yeah, this is great.
Cool. The Qt Pys are in stock. Just about everything's in stock except the reverse mount. But again, you could always go to DigiKey. Let's see if DigiKey has
they are out of stock as well, because
oh my,
guess we're getting it from us.
Yeah, maybe try another place, maybe Mauser or something. All right.
And that is the SoundCloud song that you used on there too.
Yeah, I created a song in the background of the video, the YouTube video, and it's on SoundCloud. So if you folks want to check it out, it's a free download. Feel free to use it in your project videos. There's no license or anything, so free have at it.
All right.
Cool.
Oh, John says we are all about the MIDI.
Yeah, we're all about the MIDI for sure. Cool.
Oh, and then comment here that AliExpress sells them as well. So you can check out over there.
Oh yeah, it's a good spot. Okay. Yep, for the reverse mount. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
Cool.
then yeah,
Any
we're
shower
gonna
board
do. Yes, it's the exact same form factor. What was people saying? Yep, we are gonna do a printing service video for next week, so you can get more info on that. People are interested in the polishing for the resin. And
Yeah.
I think that's a good segue into what we're prototyping. If you want to show off some of the cool prints that came back, some things to look out for real quick.
Yeah. All right. I just had to switch them around. Yeah. So you've seen the resin keycaps. They look great. I wanted to do some print in place parts that I have done with FDM printers. So I have two of these. This is a little crank that has two movable parts. So this is using that UTR 8100 resin with the spray varnish option from PCBWay. And this has two little hinges here. So we have one here at the bottom and one here for the handle bit. The idea is that you connect this to a rotary encoder. It has that D shaft shaped connector here. And let me see if I can do a little lens change here. My software, I'll do ultra wide. And then I can go in really, really close, just so you can get a good idea of what the surface finish looks like on these things. The closer you get, the more kind of detail you kind of see. Like it's not super perfect, but from a distance, from a relatively normal distance, it looks totally fine. It's totally clear and transparent.
Doesn't look like it affects any of the tolerances.
Yeah, so the tolerances are pretty spot on. I don't have the FDM version with me right now, but in the video I'll show how the differences are. This is a little loose here, but when this came shipped to me, this part here was actually fused, but it just took a tiny bit of force to snap it out of kind of the stuck state that it was in. But this was free floating here. And I don't know off the top of my head, but I think it's like 0.3 millimeters of clearance between all the surfaces in these joints. It's either 0.3 or 0.4. So it's free spinning, and it's for a crank, or it is a crank for a rotary encoder. The project, I think, was to kind of replicate the Playdate game device. That's why we made this crank kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really cool. And then the other part I have is this handle. This is a handle that that I designed as a print and place thing, and it prints like that on an FDM printer. But again, there's a clearance between these hinges here, and you really can't. Maybe you can. You kind of see how this piece here has a cylinder that just kind of goes through and connects to this cylinder bit, and allows it to spin in place. So it's a handle. This was for the LED noodle lantern project. So there's some screw holes here, and then this big hole here is for a button, so you can turn on the lantern. But yeah, it's about I don't know, 8 millimeters thick on the handle, and I think the clearance is kind of the same, so like a 0.4 millimeter clearance. This did come free moving. It has the spray varnish on it, so it didn't fuse, which is really nice. So that's free spinning, and just a tiny bit of wiggle room here, and it has just a little bit of flex. You can see that there. I don't want to crack it, but yeah. Now the last print I'll share. Well, no, I do have another one. This is a really nice attempt at making a Lego AdaBot. So in the original model, we designed it for FDM using a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, and this was done with dual extrusion. AdaBot is fully, take its individual pieces. His head comes off, and dismantling AdaBot, but it's okay because it's a Lego minifig. It looks fantastic, but so when I sent this model off, I got a warning saying that, hey, the minimum wall thicknesses for models for printing in this material is 0.8 millimeters. And they sent me a screenshot of like the areas that needed to be thickened up. But then they also said, you can go ahead and have it printed anyway, but just know that it could break when you receive it. And I was like, yeah, go ahead, send it. Let's see it. Let's roll the dice. And they sent it to me back as a merged single body. So all of the kind of geometry for making these joints, it just got merged. So they just kind of merged it all into one part. So AdaBot it's not articulating anymore. But it still came out fantastic. And this uses that, you see that tint of color here.
Mm-hmm.
I chose colored, a Pantone color basically for the resin. And it's that same UTR 8100 resin. But it has that little hint of color, but it's still clear. You know, here it is like backlit. Looks really nice. And the closer you get, the more you can kind of start seeing the layer lines. But that is fantastic. Look at the little antenna bits, the claws, the lightning bolt, the holes here on the back of the legs. It came out really nice. Even though it's like one unified part, it still looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
I think it has that spray varnish. Yeah, it looks amazing, right? I think it still has that spray varnish option. It just has some color. The tolerances for snapping into the Lego studs works out really well. So it holds on really tight. So that worked out. It's just that the reason why I didn't submit individual parts, because like all of these parts, it would have cost a lot of money. Like each part, I think is like $12.
I think that's their minimum too, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a minimum. Like you if you want, you would start saving money if like you wanted to make 100 AdaBots, right? Then you would do 100 arms and 100 claws and 100 legs. There's too many pieces, man. So I was just like, let me just try to submit a whole AdaBot, you know, and it just didn't work out. I think these pieces worked out without being merged because there was just more clearance. There was just more millimeters of clearance. Like I said, like a 0.4 millimeters of clearance between these parts. They're going to come out okay. These had like a 0.2 millimeter of clearance, maybe even 0.15 millimeters of clearance.
1.5, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not enough clearance for the.
And we did it on purpose so that we could press fit it in and have some sort of tolerance on them so that it does, you know, doesn't freely move, so we can actually pose the AdaBot. So that's why.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tolerance a little bit closer on those.
Right. And again, this AdaBot is FDM, but with a 0.2 nozzle. The 0.2 nozzles they're not, the stock nozzles for FDM printers these days are 0.4, right? Diameter.
Yep.
So the 0.2 is something you can get and add as an upgrade to your printer. But yeah, these are printed on the Ultimaker printers. I think the S5, right? With the dual extruder to do those two-tone colors here. But yeah, these were all kind of printed separate pieces and then snapped together. But yeah, that's a little bit of shop talk on submitting.
The antennas look like they came out nice and sturdy too. That was one of our biggest fail points right there. We had to throw away a whole head just because the antennas broke off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they're very kind of fragile there, but I think they're a little bit more strong here.
Nice.
But yeah, there's your little bit of info, and I'll cover all this in our video. The last part I'll share with you. You've seen the floppy case. This is our Etch-a-Sketch. So our Etch-a-Sketch is a CircuitPython Etch-a-Sketch project. Got an on-off switch here, and you have two potentiometers, a reset button, and a toggle. And this was coded in CircuitPython by Carter Nielsen, who's on the support team for Adafruit, and allows you to flip a switch, changes the color of the TFT, and you can change the colors in the code and the resolution of the pixels that you're drawing. Right now I have it pretty chunky. It's in chunky 8-bit mode. Then you can use the reset button there to clear the print. Unlike a real Etch-a-Sketch, you can use the switch to like turn off drawing and then make a different shape here. And then you have just regular potentiometers to move the knobs. But it's a 3-piece case. But I didn't want to have to send off the PCB mount. but this uses the snap fit geometry that I use for my cases. It has a little button resetter. It has all these like kind of slots here, and it's pretty flexible. Like I can flex it here. Yeah, it's very flexible, right?
This is 1.5 wall thickness?
Yeah, this is 1.5 wall thickness, which again, their minimum wall thickness is 0.8 millimeters. So this uses the Feather M4 and the TFT Feather Wing to make this project. And there's a little battery in there. But it's cool that you can see, you know, the wires and everything in there. It's pretty clear. And there's a little bezel kind of going on here. And yeah, it's reminiscent to like the 90s clear electronics. So there's another. But all the tolerances were the same for FDM. I was even able to tap the screw mounts. You can kind of see the inside the resin that I use a screw tap. And I was able to kind of create those threads for M3 screws. But yeah, this is a good example of like making a project case in that clear resin and just getting this really nice clear thing. Yeah. There are a couple air bubbles and stuff in the case parts, but you really can't see them. Maybe here you can kind of see it. But yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
Nope, not really.
Yeah, just a tiny little air bubble. So you're not going to get a perfect print, but it's good enough, man. It's really nice. I guess if you had your own resin printer, you could be as careful and cautious as you'd like with it. But it's nice that there's a service that will just make it for you and ship it. So, and this is the reset button there. You can press that. Flexible, very flexible.
Wow.
And, yeah, check out this project too on the Adafruit Learn Guide. Just type in sketch drawing toy, I think is the name of it. And yeah, same tolerances for the FDM. Works with like snap areas for this switch, the holes, and of course the snap fit joints here for the case. So yeah, that's what we got here. Couple sets of different prints from PCBWay using the UTR 8100.
Translucent.
Transparent.
John is asking, does it feel like it would survive a drop? Did you order extra ones to test strength?
No, I didn't. Depends on how far it's dropping. Maybe off the table, it would survive.
Oh my god, spam.
I don't know. It does feel flexible, so I think it would survive. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna do any like. I don't think I need to do like a strength test, like which parts are stronger. I'll leave that up to like CNC Kitchen. But yeah, they don't feel tacky. They feel flexible. Yeah, I think I don't know which one would be stronger, PLA or resin. But yeah, that's a different thing altogether. Yeah.
Should send in a iPhone case and then test dropping it from there.
Yeah, it does feel like that iPhone kind of material, just the spray varnish. It has like this slick feeling to it. It's not tacky. It's like kind of slick, and a little bit flexible. So it does feel like an iPhone case, but it's resin, right? So, and there's different types of resin. Like Formlabs makes their own flexible resin, and they have different strengths and stuff. So I'm sure you could get some pretty strong resin prints using the various resin from like Formlabs. Yeah, so that's a little bit of what we're going to talk about next week, and we'll have a learn guide.
I'm sure the thickness and all that will affect the strength of it as well.
Sure, yeah. I think this is the thickest thing I've had printed in resin. So it's like, I think 8 millimeters or so. And yeah, I think it would be kind of strong. It's not designed to hold a lot of weight, really. I mean, the project is it's under a pound for sure. The LED noodle lantern for this particular part. But yeah,
it looks just by looking at the how many walls are in that one. Yeah, it looks like after 4 walls, it'll the translucency will go away. It looks like. Right? Is that what it is? 4 walls? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Not
For the cylinder that's in the middle.
Oh, right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, this bit here, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you start losing it. I don't think the spray varnish made it into that joint too. It doesn't feel rough or anything when I rotate it. But yeah, you can kind of see that it's...
Yeah, someone said try a drop of oil in there. Some of that real butter.
Yeah, I don't think it needs it. But it maybe makes it more clear when you put oil down in there. But yeah, it feels smooth, It doesn't feel rough at all when I rotate it. You can see it kind of spins freely. And it kind of spins freely. So yeah, there's some things to consider. Yeah, this one's really, really good example of like it's spinning nice and free. Yeah, this is a cool print too. The print's in place. Little crank for your cranky projects. Cool. So resin prints.
Check that out next week.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. The point would be
some time. Looks like we still got some time if you want to continue on with the prototype or do community makes.
I
got nothing. My stuff's still printing.
I got some progress on this EPCOT ball. I went ahead and wired up the bottom half of the sphere. I got magnets in there, by the way. So the idea is that you have two halves held together with magnets. And that's the top half printed without any supports. Looks pretty decent there. So I'm using these NeoPixel soft strands, and there's about I think 60 NeoPixels in here. So I used hot glue to hot glue them to all of the circles here, all the holes. So there's a lot in there. But these NeoPixels are really nice because they have like this enamel coated kind of flexible wire, metal wire. I'm using a Feather Scorpio RP2040 board to power all the NeoPixels. And then I have a little USB-C breakout board going down here so I can reroute the USB port. I also have a DC jack there just in case we need external power. But let me go ahead and plug it in just to get a look at the lights lit up. So USB-C. Here's all those NeoPixels. Then of course, this is the bottom half. So the idea is to have some special code to do some NeoPixel mapping so that we can get some, different animations going on. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of fun. Yeah, we're gonna ask Phil B if he can do the pixel mapping code because that's kind of out of our wheelhouse. But right now it's just running the Rainbow CircuitPython LED animation library. So it's just doing rainbow swirl. And it looks kind of nice there. But yeah, it's all 3D printed without any supports. And yeah, we got it wired up there. Good amount of hot glue. I definitely recommend a nice hot glue gun. Like the Ryobi battery powered ones are really nice. But yeah, these NeoPixels are pretty cool. They're very flexible. And they got that enamel coated wire. So it looks like they're not, insulated, but they are. They have the little enamel coating. But yeah, cool. Very cool. Very cool.
You were saying you want to see that resin?
Yeah, that'd be a pricey one, huh? Completely clear. So that's what we got so far.
So yeah, Devin saying brave for doing this without any supports. Yeah, we've noticed with a sphere, the printers are able to catch it really good. But when you're printing something like a helmet, that's where it struggles a little bit, where we'll have some nozzle strikes. I don't know if it's up with the shape, I guess, because it's more elongated, like near the top of a helmet. That's where I always see problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was some overhanging bits that I had to remove with some flush snips, but the thickness, the wall thickness is good enough where it catches itself. And because it's a geodesic sphere, it tends to kind of have some flat angles that
Mhm.
work okay. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All
Cool.
right,
So that is probably a couple weeks
before
out
we
from
move
now.
on,
Yeah.
before
Yeah, a
we
couple
move
weeks out.
on, who was asking this? Was it Andy? Somebody asked. Yes, Andy is asking if you have any like little tests of that clear print. Maybe see if light pipes will work with that.
Yeah, that'd
Not
be
with
cool.
the EPCOT ball, just
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah, I have this prop here actually on my prop wall. This is the this would be a good example.
Oh
See if I can.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the it's a prop from the TV show Loki, and there are these
Sure, we'll
little
see it again.
cylinders. Yeah, there are these little cylinders that are printed in PLA. But I think it would be good to print these in resin to see how they look out.
Yeah, that
Here
nice
it is turned
translucent look
on.
would look nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it looks like hot glue sticks.
yeah, they look like hot glue sticks, but they don't fully illuminate. As you can see, the top here don't get illuminated. And
That's
I mean, it's a pretty
good one to
bright.
test.
It gets pretty bright, but it doesn't illuminate all the way. So I wonder if the resin print would do better. So this could be a good print, yeah, or a good test rather for resin. Yeah, my battery's dying here, so that's why it's making a whiny noise. But yeah, these would be good tests for resin. Back onto the wall. All right. Cool. Good stuff.
All right, cool.
Are we ready for community makes?
That? Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into community makes. Camera.
Sorry.
Trying to do the commands here. All right, so for this week's community make, we have, as we just saw, Lego posted one of their updated X-Wings, so thought we would print one as well. Where am I? I'm all discombobulated. Which way's left? Yeah. So yeah, this is a really cool model that was uploaded to Cults 3D. This is a free model, and it is an excellently detailed X-Wing. You can even see the little R unit in here. Super simple, but nice detail. Look at all that stuff on there. And what's so cool is you printed one as well, but you shrunk it down and all the details remained.
Yeah.
There's even a little bit of extra stuff that you can print on there that I didn't add, like the rocket boosters and stuff. You added that. There's even a little stand. But since this is, as soon as I'm done here, the kids are probably going to break this thing up. So it doesn't matter if I have a stand or not. But yeah, this is super cool. This is pretty big. So you are going to need a pretty big printer. But again, it scales down excellent while retaining all of the detail. And this is the thing that impressed me the most, just the cockpit of all the cool stuff in there. And it looks like in the posting for this, they like a minifig or something fits inside there. So you continue to do some play with this. And I don't know if it's super accurate or not, but it's accurate enough for me.
Yeah.
A couple bit of paint on there, just made it one of the blue, is a blue team or whatever. Yeah. Prints completely up like that. So no support materials. Excellent job. And oh, here's the guy, 3D who prints. Excellent
detail. It's fantastic model. Yeah, let me see if I can share mine here.
That's yours.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, so here's mine. I scaled it down to 54%. Yours is at 100%, so it's fairly large. Let me see if I can do a little bit more closer detail. Here we go. So there's some detail there on the R unit. There's the cockpit, boosters, all the various details.
And the details are actually, there's a couple different other parts, so you can print them in different colors and attach those. You can have like a bunch of little greeblies be in different colors.
That's right, yeah. These boosters here are printed separately, and I just snapped them in there. But yeah, 3D 4U prints is the model maker there. And yeah, this is the bottom side of the print. That's what touches the bed of the 3D printer. I used a brim on here and had to remove the brim.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, you did a brim too. Yeah,
Yeah,
just so
because
that
of the wings are so skinny.
exactly. Yeah, but man, that's some phenomenal detail, and the stand is really nice too to have.
Yeah,
But if you're playing with it, you don't need a stand. Yeah, so there's
for
a
the
hole
filament. I'm
here.
using... Oh, what's
See
that
the
for?
hole? It's for like a string, so you can dangle it.
Oh man, I should have did that.
Yeah.
How funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that hole until you mentioned it. There's so much detail.
Well, it's in
on
the
this freaking
photos.
thing.
Yeah, there's so much details, right? It's in the photos. Which oh yeah, let me share that. Here it is. So it's on Colts 3D. Oh, look at that, Jedi Survivor. What a great ad to go with this. I actually really want to play that game. That's
It
excellent.
looks really good, yeah.
Yeah, it does. So here's a quick little video with the little string.
I completely missed that.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. Here are all the various pieces.
There you go.
So you can print it in kind of this multicolored print. Here's a really nice example of just how many different colors you can have. Looks really good. I really like the black tone. Here's a really nice kind of shiny copper with that gold, like super dope. Different one, black and gray, gunmetal.
So many color schemes you could do on this.
Yeah.
Wow,
you did a filament swap here. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's what that is.
So you go all out with the detail on this one.
Can a lot of planing on getting all those colors just what you want. This is excellent.
Yeah, no supports, man. Very, very nice. You can see where like the cylinders are a little bit flat at the bottom here, just so that it prints without any support.
That is the best way to print a cylinder, though. Nice and strong.
Render of it. Yeah, so it's excellent. And again, the designer put his kind of handle on the print, which is always a good way to kind of watermark your stuff. But they go by Danderdrucker. Danderdrucker is their username here in Colts 3D. And
looks like it was part of the Bad Batch since he's a survivor.
He does look like a Bad Batch, yeah. That's funny. So yeah, fantastic model. Again, free to download. So check it out. Yeah.
Again, awesome. Yeah, that thing came right off onto the bed plate, right onto Declan's hands.
Oh, really? That's funny.
He was waiting for it.
You gotta make another one for Gavin.
Oh, yeah, the filament that we use.
The
one
filament.
I used is the marble from. Oh, geez. Who is it? A shiny.
I'm just using silver PLA Pro from Matter Hackers. They have their own brand of filament. I like it. It takes color really well. So here are the LED colors. So like if you have some backlighting, like it looks really dope in that color there. So it reflects light pretty good. And yeah, it's just silver PLA Pro, I think, or PLA Build Series, whatever Matter Hackers calls it. It's good filament. I like it.
Oh, that's really good.
They ship pretty quick here in the States. And yeah, I'm also using this filament on the EPCOT ball because it's just a good all around silver PLA.
Yeah, has a nice shine.
It's funny how wobbly it is. Kind of adds to the stand effect.
Star Wars Celebration Week, yes. We'll have some more Star Wars projects next week as well. Yeah,
I might even get that Lego kit that just came out. Looks cool.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Cool.
Wonder if
so check it out.
Real LEDs or not in the back that they were showing off. The little blasters.
Yeah, right. That'd be cool to add some NeoPixels to it. Okay.
Continue on to the community makes. We got a couple of really cool makes this week.
Yeah, just a handful, just a couple. So first up, we have the magnetic USB tips holder. This is a little simple print for our USB cables that have these swappable tips. They're magnetic, and I had a lot of them, so I needed a little way to hold them all together. So we have a make here from Al Pierce 1 on printables.com. They printed it out in this nice purple filament, and they printed 2 of them because they have a lot of tips, more than I do. It's a parametric design, so if you want to modify it and add more slots to it, you could do that, or just print multiple of them. And they said super convenient print, so glad it worked out. Looks good.
Best.
Yeah, just kind of snaps in and holds it in place so they don't fall out. Otherwise, they ball up because they're magnets, right? They have magnetic ends. All right. The next one is a nice, timely one. This was posted up by two Nuke on Thingiverse. This is our Mario Boo planter. It's inspired by Super Mario Brothers, the ghost. You can paint the facial details, and they have a nice little, arrangement of.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it just rained. You can see the water droplets on there. They got a piranha plant, the turtle shell with the spikes, a amba bomb, whatever it's called, a couple different mushrooms, and the little Mario Boo. Nice addition to their collection. Yeah, super cool, right?
Yeah, I downloaded the shell, but just the way that all the parts are, it's like, oh man, that's too much stuff.
Right.
For a time lapse anyway, it'll look kind of weird.
Okay. Cool. Yep. Lots of Mario inspired prints with the whole movie coming out, right? I think it comes out either today or next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah. I want to see it. And then the last print, guess what? Another Boo. This was posted up by Rapid Raspberry, and they printed it in white PLA, and they said it came out good in 0.2 millimeter layer height. And yeah, it looks good. Good paint job. Just paint the facial details in those two colors, red and black. Red for the tongue, black for the eye, mouth, and eyebrows. It's scalable. You can print it bigger, smaller. Lots of folks have made it. And yeah. I think you designed this one, Pedro, in like Maya or something. Like in 2012. But yeah, it has a little drain hole in the bottom there.
I have a drain hole. Although I should have put it on the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom. Well, you can modify it. Very cool. Nice little tail there for the.
I don't remember seeing them in any of the trailers, so I don't even know if they're in the movie.
Yeah. Don't know.
Maybe the Luigi's Mansion section of the movie there.
Yeah. Oh, they have a Luigi's Mansion section? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I think it came out today, right?
I don't know. Yesterday, maybe? No, the review's already out.
Yeah, of course they are. Cool. We have a make here from DJ Devin.
Oh, nice.
We got a alphanumeric backpack enclosure.
Hey.
It's just in. Boop, 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 boop. Nice. Yeah, it's using the Stemma QT 14 segment displays. That's awesome. Yeah, oh, wow. Look at that back. It looks great. The concentric pattern. That's dope. I might make this. This looks really good. It's good for like a clock and stuff. Cool. Very cool. Nice work. I wonder if that's a gel. Is that like a reflective acrylic bit? Yeah, it's a one-way mirror. That's very cool. It's a good way to do it because you get like this really nice, when the LEDs are off, you get like this mirror effect. Super cool. Thanks for sharing that, Devin.
Yeah. That's some little pieces of mirror that I've been looking to do something with. Good one, yeah.
Yeah, cool. You don't have to print it out.
What I was going to do with it? Oh, that 3D scanner thing. Where it was getting the, what is it? The thing from the front part of the camera.
Right. Okay. Cool. Before we go, if you want to pick up some stuff, support Adafruit and your Maker Habit, 10% off your order with Hexpad. We'll have another one tonight and tomorrow with JP's workshop, so you can check those out. But yeah, next week another more resin prints.
More Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. Again, don't forget to check out JP's guide if you want to make a MIDI controller. Inspired by bees. All right. We invite you to come on Show and Tell. Yeah. We invite you to come on Show and Tell tonight. It's going to be hosted by Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada. They are back. And then Ask an Engineer is shortly after that. So at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time is Show and Tell. 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Ask an Engineer. So that's going to do it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Until next week.
Don't forget to make
a great
day.
day. Bye, folks.